Welcome back to AM Northwest. In today's culture of intense polarization and constant change, how do we find the confidence to navigate life's challenges? Here to share how to harness mindfulness to live with courage, we welcome the author of Confidence meditation teacher, Ethan Nichtern. Good to have you with us, Ethan.
Thanks so much for having me.
Why was it important to you to write this book?
Yeah, so I teach and practice mindfulness meditation and Buddhist principles, and you know, I really thought there was this ongoing sort of misconception of mindfulness as being about escaping from the world.
Right.
And I get to talk to a lot of people about their practice, and working with students, it really feels like we often struggle with confidence when you actually get into a conversation about why people are interested in meditation. It's really, we're trying to figure out how to deal with our minds so we can show up to our life in the world and do hard things. So I really wanted to harvest some of the ancient philosophical and psychological principles underlying mindfulness, as well as some modern principles, to look at how we can use our meditation practice as a way to actually prepare to show up to doing hard things in life.
Well, how would you define then confidence? And confidence versus self-confidence is something you talk about.
Yeah. I mean, I think in a way, confidence and self-confidence are the same. If you look it up in the dictionary, most common definition you see for confidence is firm trust. So I think self-confidence would really be trusting yourself, trusting yourself to navigate whatever your mind throws at you, whatever thought or emotion it throws at you. If you're doing a television interview, for example, it's trusting yourself to be able to show up and, you know, sound coherent.
Yeah, there you go. There's that. Some days it doesn't happen. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
Yeah, but the idea is, I'm trying to think, sometimes when people say confidence, they kind of mean arrogance.
Yeah.
Right. But that's not what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think from a mindfulness standpoint and from the standpoint of the Buddhist teachings, the key is to turn everything into a practice, right? So I think it's really important to look at confidence as the practice of trusting yourself to show up to the present moment.
Okay.
I do think we live in this era, and this part of what I wanted to take on in the book, there's a lot of false confidence in the world, you know, kind of that arrogant or bloated or you know, alpha male. I think as a man it's important to name that. There's a lot of false male confidence. In fact, you know, if you know the term con man, people often forget, short for confidence man, right? So I wanted to look at a path to confidence that was a little bit more about vulnerability, a little bit more about being with yourself and really acknowledging difficult thoughts, difficult emotions, and not so much saying, I got this, you know, I'm the king of the world, but more saying, I can show up in this situation. You know, if this is a difficult conversation with somebody I love, I can work with the thoughts and emotions there. I can have confidence that I don't know how it's going to go, you know, but I can be there. If it's a job interview, whatever it is, you know, and I think all of that practice of confidence is based on saying, I need to trust that I can work with my own mind in this situation. Yeah. Because that's what we're actually taking into the difficult situation.
Absolutely. You talk about something called worldly wins.
Yeah.
Describe it more for me.
So yeah, I'm always, there's in classic Buddhism, there's all these lists of like sort of, it's very categorical. And so there's this teaching from classic Buddhism about these 4 pairs of things that kind of strike us, that they make up a human life in terms of the ways the world affects us. And on one side of the pair is always the thing that strikes us that we hope is going to happen. So like pleasure or praise or fame, you know, or just generally success. And on the other side of the pair is the wind that might strike us that we fear is going to happen. So pain or getting criticized or being unknown or failing at whatever our current project is.
Right. What got you interested in this practice?
Yeah, so I grew up with, I mean, in a very American way. My dad was from New York, my mom's from Arkansas, but they both started studying Tibetan Buddhism before I was born. So I grew up in that community, and it was a very cool community, included people like the poet Allen Ginsberg.
Oh,
you
wow,
know?
yeah.
So he actually gave me my first poetry lesson.
No way.
He taught a group of kids poetry when I was like 9 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I got into meditation on my own and thinking about the mind as a teenager, and then in college, really after I got dumped for the first time. That's when I decided I needed to.
They needed that confidence.
These teachings.
And use it as a practice. I get it. You have a book event tonight at Powell's. You're going to love Powell's. I don't know if you've been there before, but it's at Powell's 10th and West Burnside at 7 o'clock. We're going to put all that information for everyone on our website at katu.com. And the book again is Confidence. Ethan Nichtern, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me, Helen. It's a
You
pleasure.
bet. We'll be right back with more AM Northwest